You carry the name Adeboye,
Yes.
and we know the importance of that name in our CCG. Does it come with some level of pressure?
Pressure. What my mother suffered, my wife will not suffer that. Saw the face of the Lord for 7 days, and after the 7 days, salvation does not preach pomposity, arrogance. The person that you think that offended you might not even see as an offense. Church might reject you tomorrow. Congregation that are celebrating you today, they might say, I beg. It's not about the message I preach on Sunday. It's about the messenger. So the last time she now came, I told her, I said, well, the next time you are coming, you will see my wife. Fortunately for me, my wife just opened the door to my office and said, I just handed over. Christianity that is not sacrificial is not real authentic and it's not real genuine. It has to be sacrificial.
You have been in the ministry for over 3 decades.
You can't know God enough. So don't be familiar with this God. You say, Adeboye today. It's like, which one? Is he the real one? So there is a kind of expectation.
Pay attention and enjoy this video. It's a special. Welcome to another Soul episode. Today we have a very special guest with us. He is the Assistant Continental Overseer, our CCG Continent 3, in charge of the Gulf countries. So he is obviously a leader, a man of integrity, a man of ministry. So there's a lot we can learn from leadership, especially rising through the rank and reaching where he is today. One thing I will say is the humility. It's one of the rarest things in the world when you're at such level, but it is something that I can testify, I can see. I mean, he calls me sir. So without further ado, I would like to introduce to you all Pastor Richard Adeboye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
It's a privilege and an honor.
Oh, I appreciate you, sir.
Let's talk about you and how you're growing up. What your growing up was like. Did you ever see yourself to be a pastor, and especially in such a position?
Never. My growing up was a little bit challenging, in the sense that I was told, which I also grew to know, that my father, my mother, they had a kind of disagreement. And almost immediately after my birth, my mother left. And so that one complicated the journey of my life. But my mother, being a very determined woman, she weathered through the storm with me and my sibling, and the last born of my mother to my father. So she carried all of us back to our village. And I think she kept us with her mother while she relocated to a nearby town, more developed, so that she could actually fend for us. But later we have to join her. So we had our early education with her, very tedious, because we have to wake up early in the morning. We have to do some house call. We have to go to school. And as we are coming back from school, what we are going to sell in the market will be ready. So that is how we follow the routine. But, the blood is thicker. At a point, I felt the absence of my father. So I have to look for my father. So I relocated back to my father. And I had some portion of my school with him also. I finished my secondary school with him. And fortunately, by the time I was going to the first higher institution, I got admission back to the town where my mother was living. So I went there, and from there to another higher institution. And it was actually on that campus that one began to have a sense of ministry, though one was not actually thinking of becoming a full pastor. I was just thinking that we are busy for God. So, but at the tail end of the school, we felt that this is no longer ordinary. because by then I was the president of my fellowship, Redeemed Christian Fellowship. I was also the president of of what the Joint Campus Fellowship. They even call me bishops. And God was actually using us, the move of God, to the extent that our study was crying because we had little or no time for our study. But God was so faithful and merciful that we didn't have any carryover. So we scaled through successfully. But towards the tail end, we felt that this one is a call. So after the graduation, we had to take some time to pray. And it was there we discovered that we don't need to work for anybody, that this is it's more than a work, it's a call. So from there, even during the whole thing started during my service year. No, even before the service year, immediately after the final examination, I returned back to Redemption Camp in Lagos. So I spent 7 days there. It was the early days of Redemption Camp. So it was very, some part was still bushy here and there. So saw the face of the Lord for 7 days. And after the 7 days, I submitted myself. And then here we are today.
Wow. Could you let me touch, because I didn't know this about the story, but let me touch on, you said your father left and you reconnected, your mother left. So your mother left with you
and my sibling
and your siblings away from your father.
Yes.
Why did she?
It's because of the disagreement between my mother and my father. Okay. It was so strong.
Right. And did you feel the absence of your father?
I told you, at a point in life I felt that was while I returned back to where my father was. And it was with him I finished my secondary school. And looking for admission again, Providence took me back to where my mother is, the town he was staying. And I had the first layer of higher institution, which was called NC, National College of Education then. So it was after that we proceeded to another higher institution.
Right. Let me ask this question then. How important are fathers in the life of their children? There must have been something that told you, I need to go find my father.
And nobody told me anything. It's just the blood. I just felt that if I have a father, I just felt his absence. And there's something that is telling me which is normal. When you tell your mother that you need 5,000, if we want you to analyze, my father can close his eyes and just say, just take it. He can even give you much more than that, which I also find in my father, so caring a man. I didn't actually know what actually brought their disagreement, but we were told that it was so strong and so critical. So that was my father. My father will go out to town. By the time he's coming, he's buying tomato, buying pepper, buying meat, fish, and everything. Taking good care of us. He was a very successful farmer. Very, very successful farmer. So I enjoyed that with my father also. But later, I had to relocate because of another admission.
What was the biggest lesson that you learned from your father?
The biggest lesson I learned is, number one, caring. It's so caring. I was even told that some of the children he has to take delivery by himself. He has to take delivery by himself because, it was a village setting. So to travel from that village to town, the pregnant mamas have even died. So I was told, even other villagers, whenever they have such case, they call my father.
Wow.
So caring and so hardworking. He has cocoa farm, he has coconut, cola nut plantation. It's into so many things. Into wood, very hardworking man, very diligent, and very, very focused. Very, very focused.
And all these attributes, would you say you've had to embody them?
The Lord has helped me. The Lord has helped me. And when I got married, we had our firstborn as twins. And because of that attitude that one has been able to endow, my wife didn't feel it. It's like, we don't even up to today, we don't have description of duty at home. There's nothing at home I can do. I can cook anything, I can make anything, I can do anything.
That is strange because people from, let me say, your generation, they have this belief, especially in an African setting, that the father doesn't do anything in the kitchen and the mother. What made you think that? Why not?
Well, I think it was just natural to me. And then maybe what's happened between my father and my mother is like unconsciously one has developed a kind of thing that I reject this one. That what my mother suffered, my wife will not suffer that. And up to today, I iron clothes for my wife, I wash clothes on this, whatever.
Wow.
This is my wife. Even my children, I was doing in our own days, there was no diapers or this thing that you people are using now. It is this white napping. So I will spread my children, tied the napping for them. I will have even finished bathing for them. I will go and tap my wife on Sunday. Now you have to meet up with the workers' meeting. Yeah. Man of God, carry yourself to the truth. And up to today, still, and each of the children also, they have taken that. So it's just natural.
Yeah.
I don't feel up to today to tomorrow. I don't feel comfortable that I'm in the room upstairs. My wife is in the kitchen. Something will be pinching me. I can't stay. I remember there was a day we were running maybe 3 days program and we were fasting. So I think it was the last day, which was a Sunday. So after the morning service, we were still going back to the church to round up the program with Holy Communion or whatever. So I felt the need that after the first morning service, let me just withdraw to my prayer room and just do some prayer. As I was about entering, God just spoke to me. What that woman is preparing, both of you are fasting, is preparing for both of you. Go and join her. So I wanted to cross my chair and dot my head of the message. I just have to abandon. Like, come and see God at work that evening.
Wow.
It was awesome. So it's just natural.
So you are the type of pastor to prioritize family,
yes, sir,
as well as ministry.
Yes, sir.
Not necessarily ignoring family.
No, that is suicidal. That is suicidal because at your old age, you are coming back to meet the family. So you can't compromise family. Even God, in the order of preference, God number one, your family, then ministry will follow. As a matter of fact, the church has to start from your family. Because whatever you cannot practice at home, you become a fake pastor on the pulpit.
Wow.
Fake pastor.
Wow.
Fake pastor.
Let me ask you this then. You have been in the ministry for over 30 years.
Yes, sir.
That's over 3 decades. What is the secret to longevity?
In ministry, Abi? Longevity as in your life or the ministry?
The span of the ministry.
The ministry.
Yeah.
Where? Number one is just to know your God and to keep on knowing that God. No, there is tendency for you to grow to a certain level and begin to commonize even God. Just make sure that does not happen. You can't know God enough. So don't be familiar with this God. Keep on asking for more. Then number 2 is discipline. Because so many things in ministry, most especially when God is helping you. When a man is anointed, anointing is like a magnetic object that magnetizes all manners of things. Ladies will be attracted, money will be there, opportunities created by the devil, all manners of things, even not, in this our present generation. There was a time I finished preaching. We were in one of the southern states in Nigeria then. And I finished ministering on Sunday, and God did help me that day, and I knew that He helped. So I relaxed back to the office after the message, and a lady just walked straight to my office. Oh, Pastor, God bless you. Today was good. Today was great. I thought she just came to compliment me, and God bless you, man. God bless you. So by the time she was going, she dipped her hands into her bag. No, money of Naira was still Naira then, 20,000 mint. Oh, Pastor, God bless you. I thought it was normal. So I collected it and I prayed with her. And what will I say? She just kept coming. I said, okay. Now I know it's not about the message I preach on Sunday. It's about the messenger. So the last time she now came, I told her, I said, well, the next time you are coming, you will see my wife. Fortunately for me, my wife just opened the door to my office and said, I just handed over the lady to her. And that was the last time we saw her. So discipline, and then you should know whom you work with in ministry, association. Because association will actually determine your destination. We have pastors today and we have pastor. And that is why yesterday we just were telling that the dinner casually that how we wish that we have known him for long. Because the little time we are spending with him and mommy, we could see genuinity, we could see authenticity, we could see a man that really knows God, not that you just jump into pulpit. Because when you look at what is happening today, you see some pastor that they became pastor just because of what they want to eat. And all manners of manipulations here and there, cover up, deception, all manners of things. So know whom you work with, know who you call your friend. And also the other one is the issue of the family. Hold on to your family, your wife, your children. Because church might reject you tomorrow. Congregation that are celebrating you today, they might say, I beg. But your children will never reject you if you have been a good father. Your wife will not also reject you if you have been a good husband. So I believe taking all those things into consideration, it should be from glory to glory.
Wow. You mentioned about there are pastors and there are pastors.
Yes, sir.
I know you have experiences where you've worked with
some
pastors and they turned out to be deceptive. Do you want to explain some of that?
Well, even presently, when we're in Nigeria, when you say regional pastor in Nigeria, you're a big man of God, that I've never allowed that one to. One of them will even come and say, Pastor Richard, you are not even behaving like a regional pastor. I say, how should a regional pastor behave? I should intimidate the people of God. I said, I don't even know how to do it. I can't do it, and I don't even know how to do it. So we have so many that you trusted, and at the end of the day, they cut you into pieces. When we're in Nigeria, so many of them, number one, because of our name, number two, because of the little grace we carry, number three, because of the influence. They come round you, dance round you, because of what they want to use you as a ladder, maybe to get to the authority, to get recommendation, and to get position, to get promotion. But I could count on my finger tips now. How many of them are calling us now that we are far from the base? Wow. So it's quite, when we newly left Nigeria, it was a serious issue for us. You will check your phone, you will see their name. Could it be that these people, they have forgotten us? Just to even greet. Oh, how is your name place? Oh, how are you coping? Hope the people there. Nobody calls you my brother. And it's one of the things that is actually, and when people are not straightforward, it's only when they begin to be running around and begin to be doing some kind of, it has a way of, touching my nerves and my marrow. So those little things, I believe, but like I was discussing with Daddy also, it takes, when the light withdraw, it is then darkness thrives. Because at times when you see some of these things, you want to isolate. But no, just incubate and relate. Don't isolate, but incubate yourself. And then relate. Let your life be a kind of corrective fluid, a kind of light that it's not this way, it's this way. At the initial stage, they may not see, but later they will come back and learn that lesson from you.
How do you incubate yourself?
And you incubate yourself by not being offended.
Okay.
You don't take offense. You have been offended, but you are not offended. What they have done, like Joseph said to his brother, said they meant it for evil, but God has turned it to good. When we are coming to UAE, that was a name that somebody said, when you get there, don't even discuss anything for him don't let even know anything about you. And in our family, we have this philosophy that if they say a man, that man that is coming is the devil, we want to position ourselves with the little grace we carry to to be able to change that devil to a saint. So by the time we got to Dubai, we actually saw the man the first day we got there. We got to the church. I mean, moving around, doing things. Even my producer, so by the time he wanted to introduce him, this is this, or is the one here, okay. So I wanted to know him more. At a point, I wanted to also know, not knowing that God has actually sent him ahead of us. As a matter of fact, for all that we are still staying, because getting a visa to stay in Dubai is a tug of war. That was the man that God used.
Wow.
And the man that they have said, oh, don't move close, or don't do this thing, or don't kineka. That was the man that God used. And there was no one day that the man will not follow you up. Hope you are good. Hope things are normal. So at a point, I have to call him and his wife and say, well, this is what I've heard about you. That this is our own life. And I told this one, I said, we are going to work together, because actually I discovered some character deficiency. I said, well, God is going to help us to change this, to change this, to change this. So we now took them as our disciple.
How do you walk into another church that has been somewhat established,
Okay,
and buy the same level of respect? Because as a leader, it can be daunting to come into a new establishment
where you are
taking over. How do you introduce yourself? How do you cement yourself? How do you manage that?
Well, I think number one, you have to understand that it doesn't matter what you are brought into the table. There is no present without the past. So you honor the man that has come, because my own policy is that if a man of God comes to town and stay one night, that one night means so much. Because it's not good to be a man of God. A man of God indeed is sacrificial, quite sacrificial. No, Marvelous just came to greet us now, and she won't be able to see us again. She was crying, I was crying when she was going.
Wow.
No, but as a matter of fact, we didn't plan to scatter this way. But God has planned it this way. So it's not easy. It's not easy. So you give it to that man that he has done what God has called him to do here. And you don't just pull down. Why you want to introduce your own, keep on revering and keep on honoring the man. Then number two, you understand what you also carry. You understand why God has brought you, because you are not just in a place just for the fun of it. There is an assignment. There is that is a project that God wants to give to me, want you to accomplish there. So with wisdom, and with our own nature, we value relationships so much. We believe in people so much. We don't even want people to know whom we are. We like, just sit down. It doesn't matter whom you are, member, whosoever. We are all product of grace and mercy.
Yeah.
And we are created by God. It's just a privilege. And the same way I treat my driver. When my driver is driving me, I'll be thinking, it could be me driving this man. No. So how do I want him to treat me? So carry people along. And I've told people several times, there is nothing we are preaching today that somebody has not preached even better than what you are preaching. But after you have preached that message and you step down from the pulpit, people want to see that message in you. So by the time they are able to see the practicality of what you have gone there to preach, no, they will lose up. But this is a real man of God. And before you know it, you get to the next level.
Let me ask this one, because this is a tough one for a lot of people, not just even in the ministry, in general. So you mentioned about incubating yourself, especially when you face betrayal. How do you actually deal with betrayal? How do you deal with it? Do you ignore it or absorb it? And how do you manage that situation? Because there's some places of work or even relationship, friends, that, for example, say I go to the same church as a friend and that friend has betrayed me, but I know I will still see this person every single week. How do I manage that situation?
Well, betrayal could be painful, my brother. It could be painful, and it depends on the level of the relationship you have with that person. If he's a close friend, it could be so painful and so hurting that number one thing that you need to do is just to go back to God and say, God, just help me. Just help me to forgive. You may not forget, but the moment you are able to forgive, you have started the process. What I normally do is that I won't give you the second chance. I will reduce the level of intimacy, the proximity between us. I won't allow you to do that again. That opportunity will not arise again. But I will make sure that you are no longer within my heart. Occasionally I may call, I've done it just to, because at times, what we call offense, the person that you think that offended you might not even see it as an offense. So at some time I've gone to meet a person like that. This is the way I felt. I felt this way when you said this thing, when you behave this way. If it's a child of God, genuinely, even before his explanation, I will say, I'm very, very sorry. I didn't know that was the way you saw it. This is actually what I meant. Don't just close up your hearts and don't just conclude, because it's going to, as a matter of fact, the forgiveness is not even for that person, it's for you. Because the more you hibernate that offense, it can even damage your health.
Yeah.
We lost one of our pastors of recent. And what happened? He was actually given an assignment that he didn't bargain for. So he was looking for an opportunity to change the assignment to the one that he really wanted, but no. So many times I will look at this man of God, he's not happy. He's not always happy. He's not always himself at all. We just woke up in Dubai one day and they said the man is gone.
Wow.
And I have to call somebody and say, what actually happened? They said by the time they open him up, all his intestine has rotted. By the time they were trying to remove here and there. And I spoke to him. I said, this is what I'll be feeling. The person now said that was actually what happened. That since he got into this new assignment, he never for one day happy. So he refused to forgive the authority or the whatever. And before you know it, the man died. The man has gone. So it's not for the person that actually offended you, for yourself first. And so that you don't injure yourself and you actually block the channel of your spirit. Your creativity will be quite, there'll be blockage. The flow will not be there. Even to pray will be like you are just struggling because you keep on.
Yeah. Let me ask this one. So some people might say that when you forgive somebody, it's not about, because you mentioned that you will not let it happen the second time.
Yes,
some people would say, because I know that this question has been asked a lot of times, they'll say, well, that doesn't show that you are forgiven. For
example, I don't allow it to happen second time.
So I'll give you an example. So the example that they usually say is that so somebody was in charge of money in the church.
Okay.
And then this person stole the money. And that hurt, you find out, and then you, as a pastor, you have forgiven this person. Now, the question is, the person has said, I'm a changed person, and this is my calling to handle money.
They use the calling. They call it pastor.
Will you then say, no, because I have forgiven and I'm showing mercy,
and then you
not put them back in money?
No, sir. You are not helping his calling. It's better you withdraw him or her. Let him go and learn. Maybe later in life, By the time you have seen and you have discovered that his character have been adjusted and upgraded, bring him or her back under strict supervision now. So by the time you now feel that we're okay, he has overcome, then you can now allow.
Okay. No, that is clear.
Mm.
That is clear.
Mm.
It's clear. Let me ask about this. Something that I've seen specifically in you. How do you attain such position and remain very grounded? Because such position naturally brings ego to a natural man.
My brother, I don't know how people, two things. Your background in God, and then your family background. Your father did you say several times that our grandfather, he will not be my own great grandfather now, was the poor, call him poor. So for every child of Adeboye today, anywhere you find yourself, you must know that it's an opportunity, it's not a privilege. That is number one. Number two, salvation does not preach pomposity, arrogance, pride. If truly you met with Christ, then something must be totally gone, which is number one, pride. Then number three is what the Bible says, I think it's in 1 Corinthians 4 verse 7. It says, what do you have that was not given? The implication is that if it was given, it can be withdrawn. So, and then the people, the leader, the people that God has, I normally tell pastor this, there are some people that God has made you to be their boss, to be their leader, but even in the real world, for you to visit them in their office, you have to sign some document. So that does not give you, for the fact that you are now their leader, that does not give you undue something to begin to handle them as if you are handling machine. No. No, it's never done. And the Bible says, let this mind be in you, as is in Christ Jesus. And the mind that is in Christ Jesus is the mind of humility. So I don't know where people get that kind. I've seen it. The moment I see it irritates me. It's this man. No, that even by the time you don't call them their title, it's like you go back and tell them, who am I? I don't know how they cope with it. I can't sleep with it. I can't. No. I can't.
Let me ask this one. This one is my own personal that I'm interested in. You carry the name Adeboye, and we know the importance of that name in our CCG. Does it come with some level of pressure? Some level of maybe from responsibility?
It comes responsibility in a way that that name has to be jealously guarded. Now, several years ago, because church will still be church. Several years ago, I was facing some persecution, some kind of conspiracy. And I went to meet Daddy Joy and I told him, I said, Daddy, do you know that there are, how did I put it to him? I said, sir, do you know there is a gang up of whatever of conspiracy against the seed of Adeboye in this church? He looked at me and he said, yes, I know. I said, that is why you have to be a bullbot. You didn't say more than that. And I said, thank you, sir. Because even not to talk as a Christian, because there is one thing I don't like people to tell me, and he said it's a child of God, though. Not to even say, and it's a pastor. I don't die. So that responsibility is there to carry that name. Because when you say Adeboye today, it's like, which one? Is he the real one? So there is a kind of expectation. And they want to see what that DGO carries. They want to see what he actually represents inside your life. And you may say anything about that Adeboye today, but one thing that is common to him is that humility. So that responsibility is there, that consciousness is there. But even apart from that, if you are really born again, as a matter of fact, when I was growing up, I didn't even carry the name on my head. As a matter of fact, when the call came, some people was in there, go and meet that, and I said, is your this, is your that. I didn't. I went to hiding for 7 days to settle with my God. As a matter of fact, I've been posted out before he knew that one of his family is in the church as a full-timer.
Wow.
Because my thinking, my belief then is that he is the GO today, may not be GO tomorrow. Let me get my focus right. I can't say, I'm not saying that one is not enjoying the whatever. Naturally, that one is there. But much more than that, God, and then your, because on the last day, he won't answer for me. And I won't answer for him. And so, there's a responsibility that goes along with it.
Yeah, I know. And you mentioned humility, and it seems to be something that you see recurrently in the Adeboyes. I remember when I was younger, I must have been maybe 5, 6 years old, and we would, because then we used to live next to camp, and my dad was the parish, and my dad was the parish pastor, Recharge Center, which was the first church in
the camp.
Yeah, and we would go to Daddy Gio's house, and we would sit down, and I remember mommy bringing sweets and all of these different things for us. So I can definitely testify to that, and it seems to be something that is recurring and concurrent in the Adeboyes. To God be the glory. Okay, because I know you're a man, and this was last minute, by the way, and which is why I'm so grateful. I only let him know yesterday, and he is here today. So pay attention and enjoy this video. Should I say it's a special? What are the biggest lessons that you can give any young minister or any young person when it comes to leadership? Being the leader of in a church is a huge responsibility, because you're usually not paid to do that, and the people that you're working with are not paid to serve. So it's volunteers. If it was a workplace, and this is where I think people don't understand, if it was a workplace, you have the leverage of, I am paying you to do this job. When it comes to church, how do you lead in such a way that inspires people to want to carry out the work they're not paid for?
Number one, you have to create an essence of service in them, because the summary of Christian life is service, and that was what actually brought in. We are called to serve. The message he gave to Moses to go and tell Pharaoh was, let my people go, that they may serve me. Number two is sacrificial. Christianity that is not sacrificial is not real authentic, and it's not real genuine. It has to be sacrificial. It must affect your time. It must affect your money. It must affect your personal whatever. So that has to be there. And then you have to create in them a sense of responsibility. And if a man is not responsible, if there is no responsibility, then you become a liability. A sense of responsibility. You are given this assignment, responsibility demands that you deliver. As at when due. And also, the ultimate, which has to be like motivation now, is that nobody has ever served God. And God will not pay by life. Bible says in Job 36:11, said if they obey and serve me, said they will spend their days in pleasures and their year in prosperity. You don't serve God and regret. I'm not saying challenges will not come. Challenges will come. All manners of things will come. Like I said in the service yesterday, contradiction that goes with our commitment and commission. But in the midst of it all, no. God will say, this is my home. And at the end of the day, you will have something to show that thank God for service. So nobody have a sense of reward. We not want to give more. And as a leader also, occasionally, even if it is a part your workers. Maybe quarterly, call them. It may be just to drink tea together or cook together or just put fruit on the table for them. And also be interested in their personal life. Not just what they want to do, because in they are at the top kidnap there in the authority. Nobody knows them. So you have to, like, where was I? Even the little time we as parents. What about your wife? What about your work? What are you planning to do? When you're also interested in a personal affair, no, they will say, this is a father. So that one will glue them to you. And before you know what you don't even, the extent to which you are not even expected them to have done, they will go beyond. We don't just create a kind of used and dumb. No. Let them know that in this service, their posterity is guaranteed, their eternity is also sure. They will give all.
Wow.
We'll give all to it.
Okay. This one just popped into my mind.
Feel free.
Let's talk about being a father.
Okay.
Which means being a husband and being a father to your children. What's your style of parenting, especially like you mentioned before, you were with your daughter and then you were crying because you have to go to UAE and she is around. Like, how do you parent your children in the international ministry?
Well, before everybody began to go here and there, we were so united together, and we grew them up. We nurtured them in the atmosphere of love. There is nothing they can ask from us. I think when they first came to UK, I think maybe the first year, they just wanted to, they said they wanted to take us out. I was just laughing. How much do you have? So they now took us to the city center. They said, Daddy, what do you want now? So by the time I pointed to an answer, they now looked back and said, Daddy. And I told them, I said, wait, what money cannot buy, more money we buy. So I gave them my card. So that was how we grew together. They are free. They ask for anything. Even before they ask, as we are coming, as we are moving about, this, I think it was my fellow that said, or Gloria that said, you people just came as if the way you normally come to us in school. But even up to when they were still in Nigeria, whenever we are going to them, we'll cook soup, we'll cook good food, sit down together, eat together, at least to feel. So that is the atmosphere. And up to today, we still have our WhatsApp group. And every week, at least one day, we still meet to pray together. Share our opinion together, guide them, lead them here and there. So we're still together.
Yeah.
And they are free to discuss anything with us. They called, we chat. Gloria will say, oh, Papa, no. Yeah. They are just free and
yeah. No, it's beautiful. Let's end with this. What are your top 3 lessons to a young man who is still trying to figure out life?
Well, number 1 is what the Bible says in Matthew 6:33, seek ye first the kingdom, and all other things will be added. Don't try to seek other things before you come back to God, because you might have actually obstructed so many things. Let God be the first priority. Number 2 is discipline. Be disciplined in the journey of life, like the Bible says in 1 Corinthians 9:24-27. Apostle Paul says, I put my body under subjection, lest by enemies I myself may be a castaway. There are so many things that could distract, so many things competing for attention, most especially in these days, social media, all manners of things. But just discipline yourself. And then number 2, have a focus on your destiny. And what is going to make you to have focus on destiny is for you to have discovered early in life. And that is one of the things that helped me. We discover very early in life what God actually has in store for us. And that will make us to remain focused. So when people see us today and we're still looking younger, though we are climbing the ladder to 60, but we never mind. Because when you are a man of focus and you're a man that is walking on the path of destiny, Nothing embarrasses you. Nothing worries you because you know where you are going and you are just focused. So any young man that is just starting life, just be born again, not casual born again, not a church goer. Be born again, be disciplined, and please be focused on the subject matter of destiny. Because everybody that God has created, there is something that He has in store for that person. Discover it and focus and just pursue it, and you will get there.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
For your time. I appreciate it.
It's a privilege.
And if you have not subscribed yet, I would encourage you to do so. I think looking at the analytics, about 86% of those that are watching the videos are not subscribing. So it would do us a huge favor to keep this going. So please subscribe so that you can know when the next video is up. This has been an honor. So thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much, my beloved brother. God bless you.